And welcome back inside Delaware Live Weekly. We are here at the Christiana Buffalo Wild Wings, and as you can see and hear, we've got an action-packed crowd here ready for a good show. Nick Alessandrini joined by my co-host tonight, Pat Garianis.
Yeah, Nick, I mean, what a crowd, right? It feels starting to feel a little bit normal again, you know? Getting some folks in here, get some teams in here. I can feel the energy, and can't wait, man. We're going to feed right off it.
Yeah, it feels good again. You can hear the crowd. It's going to be a great show tonight. We have a little preview. We are joined by our game of the week teams, Red Lion and St. Mark. You'll hear from them in just a little while. And we have some other stuff. We're going to break down some big games from all 1A, 2A, and 3A. We'll talk about some recaps, some scores. A lot to get into today, Pat.
Yeah, it's going to be a great show. Can't wait to get into it. Absolutely.
And again, like always, we're joined by our experts here at Delaware Live. Benny Mitchell, Glenn Frazier. Guys, welcome. How we doing on this fine Wednesday?
Great. Shuttle drive up. We're here.
I think we need to wear the headsets in here.
That's right. It's going to be stuck. We're not used to this. It's been about 1.5 to 2 years since we've had this type of electricity in the building.
Yeah.
But we're excited, and we're going to keep it rolling here. And Pat, we had some great games here in Week 0 to get us started.
No, we did. And obviously we had 3 great ones on the docket on Delaware Live, and the first Week 0, I believe, in Delaware State history. So that was there was some exciting stuff to be seen for sure.
Yeah, and up first, we're going to take a look at our first recap of Week 0, a game that you and Glenn Frazier had the luxury of being there for, and that's the Milford Buccaneers taking on a team from Maryland.
Yeah, Cambridge South Dorchester Vikings, and this is a good first round game here for Milford to get their season started, as you'll see here via the recap. Right off the bat, you're going to see Aaron Sibbles here. He had a big day, and this one was a 52-yarder, about 55 seconds left in the first quarter. Look at the hezzy right there.
I saw that.
Number 3, the ref goes down.
Yeah.
He still makes the right call. It's all good.
And Hezzy got everybody.
Yeah, 6-0 Milford on top. Now, later on, it's a 33-yarder by Mr. Sibbles. Look at the lead block by Aladugue right there. Desmond Aladugue putting the guy on his back.
Slow-mo?
And Milford jumps out to the early 14-0 play. Now, late third quarter, there's a fumble, and the big fella's getting busy. It's unbelievable right here what we're seeing. Returned inside the 5 and couldn't quite finish it off. Kayshawn White, you were so close. And now the third touchdown of the game right there for Aaron Sibbles. And it's all Bucks here in the first half, 21-0 at the break for this one. As we move along to the second half, you're going to see this touchdown pass. Look at the throw and look at the catch. That's A.J. Kravitz in the end zone. It's 28-0 Milford on the Moss. I mean, that looked like Randy Moss right there.
Get it at your highest point, players.
Absolutely. Cambridge South Dorchester will get on the board here. It's just a 43-yard run by Dario Belizaire for the touchdown. And now a little bit later on, after a turnover, it's like right back-to-back here. 35-yard pass from the Bell to Jones. And now all of a sudden, we're thinking we may have a game. It's 28-14. But nonetheless, Milford was able to weather the storm, and look who it is. Yet again, Mr. Sibbles with another nice cut, breaking tackles into the end zone for yet another score, as the Bucks will seize momentum once again here on that 40-yard touchdown run. 34-14 was the final. The Milford Buccaneers, tremendous offensive performance there. And we're going to go to Glenn Frazier here. I mean, Aaron Sibbles was unbelievable in that game.
263 yards on the ground. I think he had the top offensive performance of anybody in Week 0 with 4 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion. And Aladugue, you know the highlight we had on the fumble recovery?
Yeah.
That was him that put the hit on got the sack and the strip sack, forced that fumble. He had 3 sacks of the 5 that the team had that day, plus the great block leading Sibbles to the end zone. Great job by Aladugue. Just all-around good effort by the Milford Buccaneers, who go out of state again this week as they play Northern County.
Again, what a good one that was. And we had 2 more matchups from Week 0 that we're going to recap for you here right now. And we're going to head to the big game down the beach on Thursday night, Pat. That's the Louisiana and Cape Henlopen, two teams that are up there in ranks this season, and it was a good one on Thursday night. We're going to get started, head to the highlights right here. Cape and Salesianum. Started off early, it's going to be the handoff to Cooper Brown up the middle, and he's going to be able to punch that one in. Connor Campbell on the handoff, easy. Sally's up 7-0 a little bit later on in the first quarter. This time Campbell going to pull it and take it himself into the end zone. Back-to-back scores for the Sows. They're up early, 14-0. Cape Henlopen trying to get back in this one. They're going to pitch it over to Thomas Messick, and check out the speed. Breaks 2 tackles, gets to the sideline, and he's going to punch it in for Cape's first score of the season. Cuts it to a 1-possession game in the second, 14-6. Connor Campbell going to go back to work here. Pump fake, steps up in the pocket, delivers a bullet to Deuce Residlo, who hauls it in all hands for the touchdown through the air. Salesianum 21-6, looking to add here as they wind down the first half. Again, Campbell, check out the camera work. What camera work? And here he is going to take off, find a path inside, makes the defenders hit each other, and he's going to get into the end zone. He can do it through the air, on the ground. Connor Campbell looked impressive last week, and that gives Sally's a nice 28-6 lead heading into the locker room. On to the second half now, third quarter, or going to the fourth quarter here is Hank D'Ambrosio going to hand off here to Jordan Baines to the outside, able to break a tackle, get in the end zone. Cape trying to get back in this one late. That's going to cut it to a 2-possession ball game. 28-12, they need a turnover. They're going to get one on special teams. Ball comes loose. Cape hops on it. They've still got some life here with 7:50 to go in this one, trailing 28-12. And then here he is, Hank D'Ambrosio on the play action, going to roll out. How he's going to step up in the pocket. He sees a path. He's through there into the end zone. A big score there for Cape Henlopen. That's going to cut it 28-20, but it wouldn't be enough. Salesianum holds Cape Henlopen there late in the fourth. They hold on for the victory, 28-20. Benny, a great one to kick off week 0. Down the beach, Cape Henlopen, a team we talked about a little bit coming into the season. Sally's, they're in the top 5. What did you see on Thursday night?
Oh, yeah, the two teams came as advertised. Sally's threw the ball. They went a lot of spread. And one thing Sally's did in that game was by going spread, they took that big defensive line out of the game and opened things up. Connor Campbell and Cooper Brown had a heck of a game. Cooper Brown went over 100 yards in the game. The touchdown pass and the run by Campbell. Cramping up. Sally's got a little gas. I was on the Sally sideline. They were a little gassed in the second half and almost opened the door for Cape to come back in. Cooper Brown didn't play much in the third. He didn't play at all in the third quarter. And then at one point, Salesianum was down to their 5th running back between the cramping and the injuries. And they got it all together. They hung on. They got a win. And it doesn't get any easier for them. Now they got to take on the defending state champs at Absenio on Friday night. Cape, they had over the tough one themselves. They're going to be over Woodbridge.
And Benny, something we talked about before the season was the depth of that Cape Henlopen team. You said they weren't that deep. They got some great starters on paper, and then it was kind of Sally's, you said, that was dying late in that ball game. Did you see that lack of depth from Cape Henlopen at all on Thursday?
I didn't see an issue with Cape's lack of depth. They got out with no injuries in the game, although I saw on the sideline Cooper Brown was limping a little bit. I don't know if that was cramping or what, but the Cape, they got their 22 guys or their 22 positions. They got out with no injuries. They had a little scare when D'Ambrosio went down on the big sack and didn't get up for a while. They lose D'Ambrosio, they lose their quarterback, their kicker, their punter. He plays some defensive back for them. He rarely leaves the field. So I think you're going to see those two teams play 2 more really good games this coming weekend.
Yeah, you said it. Both of them, great matchups coming this week. And again, our last recap of week 0, we're going to head again down south. Benny Mitchell, you had the luxury of doing this game. It's Laurel and Sussex Tech, and again, 2 different classes meeting up here in week 0. Get you started early. Check out Shockley here, the quarterback in a fire. He finds Javier White here, catches it at the 40, and Benny, he had a fantastic game.
Absolutely, 191 yards.
Wow. And some more of him here. He's able to get all the way in the end zone. Laurel jumping up 7-0 here early. And how about this on the ensuing kickoff? Kyle Weaver, you're going to see him here lay the wood. Ball bounces, fielded, muffed a little bit, picks it up at the 5. Check out that hit. Ball comes loose. Laurel going to hop on it. What a special teams
That's
play
what
there.
happens when you put wrestlers on the special teams, baby.
Unable to score, it's going to go down to Sussex Tech. Looking to do something here as Justin Moore finds Ian Riley on the tight end for the touchdown, Benny.
Yeah, Sussex Tech, that was their first pass play of the game. They had moved the ball 99 yards down the field for that drive.
And to no avail, as you see Shockley again. This time he finds Brady Lee for the top 10 play nominee.
That was a Moss job there.
Shockley not done yet. Javier White again across the middle, makes the catch, forces his way in the end zone. It was all Laurel in this one. That one's going to put him up big, 28-8. Here again, they're going to toss it. This time, I believe Patrick Bell going to catch it and take it into the end zone himself. Or Marion Cannon, excuse me. And then you're going to see Patrick Bell here again shortly. Laurel's offense continued to roll all night, Benny.
Yeah, they had a good. They only put. I think they had 28 yards on offense. 28 yards rushing, 191 yards passing. Javier White, as you saw in the highlights, he was the highlights. He was our Louis Pizza player of the game. 1 touchdown running, 2 touchdowns in the air, and then Weaver was our active Pexpolution's pest of the game, and he was a pest.
What a showing for Laurel. They get the big 41-8 victory over Sussex Tech, and we'll talk a little bit about their matchup. They've got another good one coming up.
One thing about Laurel is their non-conference schedule is all AA teams. They have all AA teams. They got Brandywine this Friday, then they got Del Mar and Woodbridge down the road.
How about that? Games to look forward to this week, Pat.
Absolutely.
And we're going to take a short break. Some great games coming up, and one of them is going to be St. Mark's and Red Lion. We got both teams in the house here tonight at Buffalo Wild Wings. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to be joined by Red Lion here live on Delaware Sports Weekly.
At Ferris Home Improvements, your family's comfort and safety is always our top priority.
If you call us for your roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchen, and bathroom needs, you can expect health screen craftsmen who wear gloves and face masks and follow minimum 6-foot distancing, virtual conferences to discuss project details, job quotes delivered electronically or brought to your door for your review and approval, and our showrooms in Newark and Rehoboth Beach remain open for limited appointments.
We're here together.
Operating with precautions.
To protect our staff.
And our customers.
Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution, we are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union. Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution, we are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union.
Hi, it's Scott and Lauren from Sodell Concepts.
And today we're at Catch 54 in Fenwick Island, Delaware. Catch 54 is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine overlooking the bay. House favorites include signature crab cakes, shrimp and grits, our famous 54 burger, all accompanied by a wine spectator wine list and a great selection of craft ales and cocktails. Catch 54 offers delicious nightly specials, award-winning waterfront dining views, and the best happy hour in town.
Catch 54 in Fenwick Island, Delaware, open 7 days a week.
See you soon.
Hi, it's Scott and Lauren from Sodell Concepts.
And today we're at Catch 54 in Fenwick Island, Delaware. Catch 54 is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine overlooking the bay. House favorites include signature crab cakes, shrimp and grits, our famous 54 burger, all accompanied by a wine spectator wine list and a great selection of craft ales and cocktails. Catch 54 offers delicious nightly specials, award-winning waterfront dining views, and the best happy hour in town.
Catch 54 in Fenwick Island, Delaware, open 7 days a week.
See you soon.
Whether you're planning to buy a home in 3 months, 6 months, or even a year, let me walk you through the process from start to finish and get your questions answered. I'm a DHSA lender with down payment assistance programs or grant money. I can help those with less than perfect credit or those working on their credit. I'm also a local and always have been. So call 302-563-5599 or visit briansloans.com when you are ready to get started on your road to homeownership.
Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, to Delaware Live Weekly, live right here at the Christiana location of Buffalo Wild Wings. Nick alluded to it, and we do want to welcome in members and coach of the Red Lion football team. We are joined here by Coach Ken Anderson, quarterback Matt Krause, linebacker DJ Conquest, lineman Billy Hawley, and running back Breon Sims. Gentlemen, welcome in. All right, we're here at Buffalo Wild Wings. There's a lot of great menu items on here. We'll start off with something easy right here. What's the go-to order, whether you ordered it tonight or maybe you had an off night, want to go something different? What's your go-to order here? We'll go around the block.
I guess I'll go first. I get the $10 boneless, traditional, teriyaki.
Okay.
I'll usually get the garlic parmesan.
Okay.
Boneless usually. I usually get that.
Coach, what do you think?
Traditional wings, Asian zing.
All right, I like that. Billy, what about you? Yeah, go for it.
You should pick you up.
For me, it would have to be 20 traditional honey barbecue.
There you go. That came in clear. Everybody got
20
clear?
traditional Asian zing.
Nice.
All right. I like that. Is everybody knew right away. You didn't have to think about it. You've been here before, and you know what you want. And Coach, we're going to stick with you. Impressive season last year, 5-2. Before your only losses coming to the runner-up and the eventual champion. How do you kind of bring that success into this season? How do you take that momentum into a new season here this year?
Well, we have a lot of young men coming back who's bought into the culture, has bought into the hard work, has bought into the off-season prep. We have a family of young men, live and breathe football, and work hard. So.
Absolutely. Hey, DJ and Billy, you guys are returning from last year's team. Obviously, you haven't played a game yet, but you've had some scrimmages and some practices. What are some things that you've seen amongst your group that have you optimistic going into this season?
I go first. I feel like we're versatile on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. We really have no weak points, and we have the best coaches in the state, I feel like.
We come out to practice 110% every day. We're working. Our flow to the ball is amazing on defense. We got a very versatile quarterback. He can run the ball, throw the ball. We got a great running back core. Definitely an elite running back core in the state. I think 100% is definitely going to give us an edge against the St. Mark's team.
And Mac, now over to you. Played a few different positions last year, right? And now you're coming to this year as the starting quarterback. Tell us a little bit about how that transition has been for you, and then just kind of tell us what kind of path you guys are on this year.
Yeah, the transition's been good. I've played quarterback my whole life. Last year was just trying to do the best I can to help my team win,
There you go.
Just doing the best. I had a senior ahead of me. But this year, we're just looking to come out, execute, be the best we can be. We come out every practice, every day, give 110%. I got one of the best lines in the state and some of the best receivers in the state. I couldn't even do it without them.
Breon, we didn't forget about you, man. Didn't forget about you. You're a newcomer to this program, transferring in. What as your first impressions going through camp with this team? What's got you excited?
As a team, we're ready to win. We come here for nothing less, just to win. We're locked in every day. Like Billy said, 110% at practice, and definitely coming in here. Chemistry was quick, and I came in here. They gave me a lot of love, so I appreciate that from everybody.
Absolutely. And Coach, this week, big game against the St. Mark Spartans. Obviously, they had a big win last week against AI. You probably watched some of that film. What's your game plan kind of going into this game, and your thoughts on St. Mark's as a football program?
Well, first of all, just have a high regard for St. Mark's. I've known Matt Smith for a lot of years, grew up playing sports against him, with them. All the coaches over there, they're successful in all their sports. We know we're going up against a quality program, and we definitely respect that.
All right, fellas. So, obviously, pre-game, you got your earbuds in, whether you're on the bus or right before the game, got them in. What's a go-to song to get you amped up prior to the game to get your juices flowing a little bit? We'll go around the block.
I go first. Probably Pooh Cypher.
I'll probably listen to some Playboy Cardi or something like that.
Playboy Cardi, okay. There you go. Billy?
It had to be country music by Zach Brown.
There you go, 94.7 WTST.
Meek Mill for me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so there you go. So Coach, you have one?
What, as far as music?
Yeah, warm-up song. What are you listening to in the
I'll just be listening to my coaches.
Yeah.
Game planning.
There you go. That's the smartest answer we've ever heard. And guys, obviously you had a chance to see probably a little bit of that St. Mark's game last week. What is your impression of St. Mark's, and what do you guys think you got to do to get the victory this week?
I feel like they're a good football team. We don't underestimate them at all, but if we go out there and execute, we should win.
So Matt, same thing?
Yeah, they're definitely one of the better teams in our state. We definitely won't take them lightly, and just looking to go out and execute and have an overall good game.
I'm going to have to agree with Mac. They're a very executional team, but if we come out and execute, it's going to be a very good game. It's going to be a dogfight.
Agreeing with all of them, they're a very good team. But just like them, we're working all summer just to prepare for them. So we're ready to win, as I said.
All right, sounds good. And Coach, before we let you go here, if you want to see one thing out of your team this weekend, what would that be?
Do all the little things right. Execute. Block, tackle.
Absolutely. There you have it.
I think fundamentals are the keys to the game, Nick. I love that. Thanks again, Coach, guys. Really, really do appreciate it. Thanks again. It's Coach Ken Anderson, Matt Krause, DJ Conquest, Billy Hawley, and Breon Sims. Thanks again for coming out to the show.
Really appreciate it.
That's the Red Lion football team right here. We're going to go to commercial break. When we come back, Spartans, St. Mark's will be on the show.
High school athletics is not what it used to be. The sporting goods industry has been disrupted, adding to coach and athletic director daily challenges. BSN Sports stands ready to change the fundamentals of our industry, giving our customers the advantages they need right now. Your dedicated local sales pro is supported with nationwide team service, including sport and category experts. Get the look of D1 colleges and pro teams with our program that streamlines ordering your staff apparel, player gear, and fanwear. Stretch your budget with our fundraising solution. Free and ready in minutes. Our campus branding products are perfect for boosting school and team pride. BSN Sports has the advantages you need right now.
High Five Hospitality was founded in 2004 when three guys teamed up to introduce the Buffalo Wild Wings franchise concept to Delaware. They now operate 8 Buffalo Wild Wings, 6 locations throughout Delaware, and 2 locations in Maryland. Bdubs has weekly and game day specials on their delicious food and beverages. Stop in one of their convenient locations today. The Stone Balloon Ale House features a unique blend of crafted food and an array of spirits, all flavored with a dash of nostalgia. Our culinary mantra is comfort food playfully reimagined, and we prepare seasonal favorites that strive to please the palate and resurface a memory. Limestone Barbecue, from our mouth-watering Texas-style brisket, fall-off-the-bone chicken, and St. Louis ribs. Southern-style sides, mac and cheese, baked beans, cornbread, sweet tea, and our homemade pickles. Be prepared as your bread will be your napkin. Yup, we are that kind of barbecue. Expectation. You'll have a tough time choosing between our exclusive dishes to help get you through the day. French toast, French crepes, Belgian waffles, and of course, our famous Eggs Benedict. High Five Hospitality's mission is to operate 5 brands that serve high-quality products with exceptional hospitality.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Blue Coast Seafood Grill and Raw Bar in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Come check us out. Located in the Rehoboth Gateway, Blue Coast features indoor and outdoor dining and serves beautiful, simple food that highlights the flavors of Southern Delaware. With chef-inspired daily specials, an award-winning wine list, and an extensive list of craft cocktails and local beer, Blue Coast is the perfect spot for a night out. Blue Coast Seafood Grill in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, open 7 days a week year-round for lunch and dinner. See you soon.
And welcome back live inside Delaware Live Sports Weekly. Nick Allison, Training Pat Garanis. And if you're just joining us, we had Red Lion on before the break, and now we are here with the St. Mark's Spartans. Coach Jim Ashton, lineman Luke Watson, Max Diassi, Jack Burns, and Donovan Ardis. Guys, thanks for joining us this Wednesday. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, sir. And again, we're happy to have you guys on. We're going to jump right into it, Coach. First off, congratulations on the big win last week over AI DuPont. 6 times on the ground. Talk a little bit about that rushing success you were able to have last week.
Well, we were able to be successful. Our offensive line and our line in general is our strongest point of our team. So we just wanted the first game to establish and really hit on our strongest aspect, which is running the ball, and really get that going for the rest of the season.
Yeah, Luke and Max, talk a little bit about it up front, right? I mean, I don't know how much you're into the history, but about 10 years ago, you guys had a group that I believe produced 5 all-state linemen. Talk a little bit about getting after it up front.
Oh yeah, we had those 10 years ago. Those guys were great. My brother was actually on that team too, and I feel that passed down to me as well. But our coaches from day one of my freshman year, they've stressed the importance of our line up front because it's always one in the trenches, and every battle we take, we go as hard as we can, give 100%, because we know no matter what, the game will come down to the trenches in the end.
Absolutely. And Coach, back to you here. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
We're putting in work every day, just like the rest of the team, but like Max said, it starts in the trenches, and we're going to finish the game there.
That's true. I couldn't agree with you more. Games are won in the trenches for sure. And Coach, last year, 6-1 as a team. You lost some key guys, though, and how successful can this team be, and do you have guys to plug and play this year?
Yeah, so we lost a lot. We lost a lot of seniors on the team last year. However, these guys were right in the mix the entire year, pushing those seniors to get better, so they got better as they did that. We had some step in. Luke Decay is coming back. Obviously, these guys have been to summer workouts all summer long, and then putting in the work this fall. So the backups were ready last year. We just had a lot of seniors. They weren't able to get on the field as much, but this year you can see that they're ready to go on the varsity level, and they showed at game 1.
Now, I'll go to you guys here. Let's talk some skills, right? We talked down in the trenches. Let's talk some skill positions. You guys had success week 0. It's still kind of goofy to say on the ground, but you guys had the capability to get it done in the air. Talk a little bit about your position groups and how excited you are to get after it this year.
For wide receivers, I think it's mainly about establishing the run game. Maybe go play action a little bit, but definitely establishing the run game, the trenches, protecting the quarterback, and firing the football downfield.
You know, as a running back group, I feel we're really satisfied with our line. But as of right now, throughout the year, we're going to get better.
And to stick with you, Don, real quick, how was it for you? Again, you talked about the success of the line. Right. Just talk a little bit about the game. What was going through your head? You know, you rushed for so many yards, and I believe, 3 touchdowns? Talk a little bit about what was going on in your head through that game, especially opening up like that in week 0.
I mean, that's what the line's supposed to do. Open up holes and all the stuff like that. So hopefully we continue that the whole season.
Yeah, for sure. And Coach, you're playing Red Lion, the game of the week this week. You guys have a game under your belt. They do not, obviously. How much of a challenge is that for you to not have any film so far this year and try to get your team prepared for the game this week?
Fortunately, we were able to get a little bit of film through their scrimmages, so we have a basic understanding of what they want to do and how their offense looks. So it really comes down to us playing fundamental defense to stop their offense, fundamental offense to beat their defense. So whoever plays the cleanest, most soundest game Saturday night is going to come out with that W.
You know, fellas, as players, getting the opportunity to play in a week 0, right? Getting a game under your belt even before your opponent. What's one thing you could take away from that game that you played last week that you think could help you come this game?
It definitely felt good getting all the confidence out. They were early game jitters. It's out now. We got that one game under our belt. We're coming in fired up, ready to go.
Pass it around.
I think one of the best things for the week 0 game was that we got the chance to, work out some of the kinks in our team and go in this week and hammer everything out before the real week 1 game, and then go in and be a strong team going into the season.
Yeah, felt good to get out there and hit another team after the whole 2 days and summer workouts. It felt good to get out there and hit someone that's not on our pads.
But you know what they said. We gotta get our confidence up. So not only me, but Nahara and the other guys, the K, all stuff like that. Get some good reps in. So we ready for this week. Last week wasn't the past, so it won't even matter right now.
And Coach, obviously, a big week of practice this week leading up to the game this weekend. What has kind of been the focal point of practice for you guys this week? And Coach, what do you want to see out of your team in that game against Red Lion?
Big focal point for us this week, and it has been since we've been there, is assignment football. Do your assignment and trust your teammates that they're going to do theirs. You know, we always preach we're a brotherhood as a football team. We're all brothers on the team, and you have to trust your brother to get their assignment done. So focus on what you have to do first, and then we can help out, and that'll be successful as a team to come through.
I think those are great keys for sure. We asked those guys, we're going to ask you the same thing. What's pumping through the earbuds prior to kickoff to get you ready to go for this game?
That's going to give it to you by DMX.
DMX, there we go. Love that.
Back in blood.
Okay.
I'm the weird one. I'm the old soul of the team, so I got Shoot the Thrill, Back in Black, all go AC/DC, all running through my head.
I got Lil Baby and Kanye West going through there.
Lil Baby and Kanye. See how into that going on? Okay.
I'm a 90s hip-hop guy, so I got Affirmative Action by Nas going.
I love it, Nick.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us again. The St Mark Spartans football program. Again, head coach Jim Ashton, Jack Burns, Luke Watson, Max Diassi, Donovan Ardis. Again, guys, congrats on 1-0, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to break down some more football matchups and talk a little bit more football here on Delaware Live Sports.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Thompson Island Brewing Company in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Come check us out. Located in the Rehoboth Gateway next to Blue Coast Rehoboth, Thompson Island will follow the Sodell tradition of serving beautiful, simple food that will pair perfectly with our fresh homemade beer. Thompson Island is a perfect place to have dinner with your family, enjoy happy hour with friends at the bar, or spend a day in the beer garden playing bocce ball and ping pong. Thompson Island Brewing Company in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, open 7 days a week. See you soon.
Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822. Get the assurance that your HVAC...
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach. Come check us out. Located inside the Hotel Rehoboth, Lupo serves coastal Italian cuisine with fresh pasta made in-house daily. Lupo features plenty of unique craft cocktails and an extensive award-winning all-Italian wine list. Popular dishes include lobster bucatini, veal meatballs, grilled swordfish, and eggplant parmesan. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, serving happy hour daily and dinner 7 days a week. See you soon.
At Ferris Home Improvements, your family's comfort and safety is always our top priority.
If you call us for your roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchen, and bathroom needs, you can expect health-screened craftsmen who wear gloves and face masks and follow minimum 6-foot distancing, virtual conferences to discuss project details, job quotes delivered electronically or brought to your door for your review and approval, and our showrooms in Newark and Rehoboth Beach remain open for limited appointments.
We're here together.
Operating with precautions.
To protect our staff.
And
your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution, we are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union. Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution, we are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union.
Well, Welcome back into Delaware Live Sports, live here from the Buffalo Wild Wings in Christiana. Nick Alzadrini, Patrick Garianis. Thanks once again to the St. Mark's and Red Lion football programs for taking some time to hang out with us. Can't wait to see that game this Saturday. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, and Benny, what do you think, St. Mark's Red Lion?
I don't know about how the Diassi kid hits, but if he hits like his old man, now I've never seen his dad play a single game of football. But back in the late 80s, early 90s, he worked for me down in Rehoboth Beach Police Department, and we had a foot pursuit. He made one of the best open field tackles ever. Anywhere. It would have been top 10 tonight, no doubt. Mike Diassi.
A top 10 play. See that?
And he was a dispatcher.
Runs in the Diassi blood. Look out for that this weekend again. St. Mark's and Red Lion is going to be a great matchup this weekend, Pat.
That it definitely is, and as you alluded to, we kind of hinted at it. Joining us here up here today is Jason and Benny. So thanks for joining in here. We're going to dive into this Class A. We're going to dive into Class A right here to start things off. Your top 5 is flashing up on the screen now. Looking at it, 4 to 5 teams are playing Class 2A teams. That's a tough test. Do any of these teams have a chance? If so, who do you have?
Laurel.
Yeah.
Well, after they beat a AA team last week, they got 4 AA teams on their schedule. So, I mean, they got the number 1 ranking. I guess they said, hey, let's test ourselves and get ready for the playoff run. I think St. Elizabeth has a shot.
And Jason, yeah, they led me right into that question. They're up against Brandywine, going to be a good matchup. They're a class below, but they looked really good last week.
Yeah, Laurel looked really good last week against Sussex Tech. I mean, put up 41 points, great defense effort. You know, it's a long trip up to Brandywine, but I really like Laurel's chances. And you know what? I'll throw out St. E's. I think St. E's Conrad could be the game of the week. Sure. As far as competition, last year they played a real close game, and you know, now St. E's is a special night for them. You know, a state championship night for them, so there might be a lot of passion in their game, and I think that one's going to be real close. So I think they might have a chance this week too against Conrad.
And Pat, you're going to be at that St. E's game this weekend, right? Tell everybody what's going on there.
I will. The running joke, I guess, a lot of times with amongst my friends. But yeah, now they're honoring the 94-96 and the 2010 state champions at that game. So St. E's, they got pulling out for the old folks, man. They're showing up with gray hairs.
That's showing off the ring this weekend. You'll get to see that. St. Mark's, if you're watching, where's our championship reunion? All right, keeping it moving here. We're going to switch now to AA. 1 ranked team played last week, guys. You see the rankings flashing on your screen here. Woodbridge, St. Mark's is at 4-1-0, DMA, Archmere, and Howard. St. Mark's looked good on both sides of the ball, guys. Do you see any of those other teams struggling this week? Jason, we'll start with you.
Yeah, you know, St. Mark's played last week, like we said. For these other teams, they're starting this week, and some of them are starting with some tough competition. So I think it's going to be real good. You know, one again I'm looking forward to is Concord Howard. You know, I think Concord's played the tougher team strong the last few years. They might not have won games, but they kept it close against Sussex Central in the playoffs a state tournament game a couple years ago, and I think Concord can play with Howard and keep it close. So I think that's a tough opening night matchup for the defending state champs of Division 2.
I like the Woodbridge matchup with Cape and Lopen. Woodbridge ranked number 5, bringing in a AAA team that came out with a really tough fourth quarter. Just came up with a few minutes short. So that's going to be a test. I think it's going to be a test for both teams, actually, for Cape and Lopen and Woodbridge. But yeah, I think the Concord game, I think that's going to be there. We're going to see with what Howard lost, you know, with no Igmudo and no Spencer, quarterback. It may be to see how much of a different team they are. And Concord's always like right in the games, but they're always right there.
Yeah, Benny, talk a little bit about that. That's a good matchup there between Cape Henlopen and Woodbridge. Obviously, I believe it Marvin Dooley's opening game down there for the Woodbridge Raiders. I mean, And obviously, as you just mentioned, Cape trying to come off of a loss to Sally's, but they played a good second half. What do these two teams have to do? Woodbridge to build their season, Cape to get it back on track.
Well, Cape's going to come out with their line, and their line literally weighs over half a ton. They got they're over 1,000 pounds, a couple 300-pounders. I think Cape wants to keep it between the tackles and play smash mouth football. Because Woodbridge is not as big. They might be a little more athletic at each position. I mean, Wyatt Wright is one of the best linebackers I've seen. He's all over the field. We got to see him a couple years ago. We got to see him last year in the Archer game, even though they lost. And he was all over the field, and he fills that hole better than anybody. And it's going to be, you know, how do you scout Woodbridge right now? You know the athletes they got, but what's Marvin going to do?
Right.
He's going to run a different offense. You know, I understand Wright's going to be in the backfield this year. They're switching Seth Mark from wide receiver to quarterback, moving Jordan Evans out to a slot back type. Find more ways to get him the ball. Does Woodbridge do what Sally's does? Run a spread and make Cape keep up with them. Take that big defensive line out of the game.
Yeah, going to be an interesting one for sure. And another thing we're going to talk about here are some teams maybe outside the top 5 that maybe have a chance to move up this week. And we were talking to Glenn a little bit earlier, and the one team that he wanted to highlight was that Milford Buccaneers team that we had a chance to see last week. And Glenn knows he was there. They looked really impressive last week.
Yeah, they did. And another team I'll throw in there is Red Lion, who plays St. Mark's this week. You beat a top 5. Red Lion's probably outside looking in barely, and you go in and you beat a ranked team. And I could put you in the rankings too. So big game for Red Lion this week.
Yeah, I like Red Lion, a chance with a win to get in. Milford, we kind of don't know who they are yet. Playing 2 out-of-state teams right off the bat, we don't really know. We'll have to wait to see if they got DMA in week 3. We'll get a little more of who Milford is and who DMA is. We say it all the time, Delmar. Yeah. They play Wilmington Friends. Again, Wilmington Friends last year, they only played, 4 games. We don't know their identity. We know that there are going to be 2 legendary coaches on the field. Rumor has it this is Hearn's last year, but he won't admit to it. So you're going to have 2 legends on the field on Saturday at 2 o'clock at Alapocas.
Alapocas, man, it's a great place. So let's switch gears one last time here to Class 3A. As we have one change this week, as Salesiana moves up 1 spot while Penn drops 1 spot after last week's results. And guys, looking at this one, Penn and Sally's, that's where the change happened. Big game there. Sally's, Sussex Central. This game could potentially tell us what this top 5 is going to look like going forward. Talk a little bit about what you expect to see in that game.
You know, back years ago, Central couldn't get a winner with Salesiana. Right now, they've owned them the past few years. They beat them in the state championship game. They beat them in a playoff game. Beat them in a regular season. So the Sussex Central's had their number, but this is a different Sally's team. They're like I said, they ran a couple sets with no tight end against Cape and Lopen. I mean, when does Sally's not have a tight end on the field, right? And Sussex Central, they're built on their defense, and they run the wing tee. They run it well. They're going to eat up clock with it. They don't have a lot of big, fancy, rarely see them in the top 10. It's just the way they play. They grind it out, and they win ball games. Now, they're on the road. This is maybe one of our better games this week with Salesiana. And Sally's, they got to shake that monkey off their back if they're going to make a run for a state title this year.
And Benny, you mentioned Sally's tight ends. Well, while we have a moment. Brian O'Neill, who played tight end for Sally's when I was at St. Mark's High School back in 2013, 2012. He just signed a 5-year, $95 million extension today with the Minnesota Vikings. So congratulations, Brian. And
second highest paid right tackle in football, Brian O'Neill.
Right.
Tremendous.
Doing great things at Pittsburgh and then in the NFL. So congratulations Brian, now back to our football games here. We're going to talk a little bit about Smyrna. Last week they played that eighth team in the nation, and they had some positive plays there. Obviously a tough matchup for anybody, but not this week, but next week they host the Middletown Cavaliers, #1 ranked team here in our rankings. But this week they've got out-of-state Arundel. Is that maybe a trap game, or are the Eagles going to maybe be looking towards Middletown next week, Jeff?
Normally, I would say that could have the potential for a trap game, but after I think Smyrna wants to show, hey, listen, last week we played a great team. We had some positive plays, but for our home opener in front of our fans, our student body, we want to go out and show that we're a great team and we're ranked #2 in the state for a reason, and show, put something out there for Middletown to see. Hey, we're a good team, and you can't worry about that game last week. I mean, I think that game last week, you're playing the 8th ranked team in the nation. You take the positives from it. It's also, I think Coach Marks will use it as motivation this week a little bit too, on some of the stuff they didn't do well.
I don't know that the Mike Judy mentality has a trap game. I said last week, Smyrna's like the junkyard dog. They'll play anybody, anywhere, anytime. They're up for every game, every week. I think they take care of business. They handle their business this week and get ready for Middletown. And it's a big game, Middletown. It's #1 versus #2. It's the Harvest Bowl. It's a big one.
It's going to be a good one, Nick. Fellas, thanks once again for the expertise and the dive into things. Before we take a break and bring in some more football talk, we do want to honor a few of our top performers from last week, Nick. We're going to start with a player that we talked to earlier tonight, Donovan Ardis, 116 yards and 3 touchdowns with a long one of 49 yards for the Spartans. Tremendous performance by him, and Aaron Sybil as well from Milford. As Glenn mentioned, 263 yards, 4 touchdowns, as we saw in our breakdown at the beginning of the show, with a long of 52. And then last but not least, Javier White rushing for a touchdown, catching 2 more, including an 81-yard strike from Kaden Shockley. White carrying the ball 5 times for 10 yards, 4 catches for $160, 3 touchdowns. And White also played defense for the Bulldogs. He's getting it done on both sides of the ball.
Both sides of the ball. Very impressive performances from all 3 of those young men. And we're going to take another break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk more football right here on Delaware Live Sports.
High Five Hospitality was founded in 2004 when 3 guys teamed up to introduce the Buffalo Wild Wings franchise concept to Delaware. They now operate 8 Buffalo Wild Wings, 6 locations throughout Delaware, and 2 locations in Maryland. Bdubs has weekly and game day specials on their delicious food and beverages. Stop in one of their convenient locations today. The Stone Balloon Ale House features a unique blend of crafted food and an array of spirits, all flavored with a dash of nostalgia. Our culinary mantra is comfort food playfully reimagined, and we prepare seasonal favorites that strive to please the palate and resurface a memory. Limestone Barbecue, from our mouth-watering Texas-style brisket, fall-off-the-bone chicken, and St. Louis ribs. Southern-style sides, mac and cheese, baked beans, cornbread, sweet tea, and our homemade pickles. Be prepared, as your bread will be your napkin. Yup, we are that kind of barbecue. Expectation. You'll have a tough time choosing between our exclusive dishes to help get you through the day. French toast, French crepes, Belgian waffles, and of course, our famous Eggs Benedict. High Five Hospitality's mission is to operate 5 brands that serve high-quality products with exceptional hospitality.
Hi, it's Scott and Lauren from Soto Concepts.
And today we're at Catch 54 in Fenwick Island, Delaware. Catch 54 is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine overlooking the bay. House favorites include signature crab cakes, shrimp and grits, our famous 54 burger, all accompanied by a Wine Spectator wine list and a great selection of craft ales and cocktails. Catch 54 offers delicious nightly specials, award-winning waterfront dining views, and the best happy hour in town.
Catch 54 in Fenwick Island, Delaware, open 7 days a week.
See you soon.
Hi, it's
Whether you're planning to buy a home in 3 months, 6 months, or even a year, let me walk you through the process from start to finish and get your questions answered. I'm a DHSA lender with down payment assistance programs or grant money. I can help those with less than perfect credit or those working on their credit. I'm also local and always have been. So call 302-563-5599 or visit briansloans.com when you are ready to get started on your road to homeownership. System is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822. Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Today we're at Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach. Come check us out. Located inside the Hotel Rehoboth, Lupo serves coastal Italian cuisine with fresh pasta made in-house daily. Lupo features plenty of unique craft cocktails and an extensive award-winning all-Italian wine list. Popular dishes include lobster bucatini, veal meatballs, grilled swordfish, and eggplant parmesan. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, serving happy hour daily and dinner 7 days a week. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Today we're
back inside Delaware Live Sports. It's time to pick up the football talk. Nick Alessandrini and Pat Garianis now joined by the whole crew. We're bringing everybody up here for some football talk. It's Mike Lang, Glenn Frazier, Benny Mitchell, and Jason Winchell, all the experts in the house here tonight at Buffalo Wild Wings. And Pat, some great games here in week number one.
Yeah, guys. I mean, week one's loaded. Thursday night games, second week in a row. Concord, Howard meet Thursday night. Among others as well. That's a tough opener though for the Division II champs. Can you talk a little bit about that game and what we should expect to see from them?
Like I said, Concord's always tough, and they're dropping down from Division I. So they're up there. They were up there with the AAA teams. Now they're coming down to AA. And I said they're always a solid program, and we're going to see how they rebuild or reload at Howard this year.
And Glenn, we talked a little bit in the past segment. One of the teams that you had your eye on was that game you did with Milford, and they looked pretty good. They're sitting outside that top 5. What's your outlook on the Milford Buccaneers program this year?
Well, it's really going to benefit them dropping down to the division they're in 1A. I think they're going to be the class of 1A, to tell you the truth. Now, we're not going to get a very good read on them this week because they're going out of state again. They're playing a team that got beaten like 50-0 last week in their own state. So we'll find out more about them when they play the Delmars and the Wood Bridges coming up, when they step up a level. And as Benny said, they're going to play all their non-district games stepping up to 2A.
Absolutely. Well, there's a few intra-class games this week. Which one are you guys looking forward to? We'll go down the line here, starting with Mike.
The intra-class game?
Yeah.
I wrote down McCain and Odessa.
There you go.
Okay. And because the game got moved up to the Saturday night, Jay, right? The Odessa game. So it's now a Saturday game. I think, first off, McCain's in the class 2. Odessa's class 1, but they're only freshmen and sophomores. They're opening their beautiful stadium in Odessa. How exciting is it going to be for that student body and that community down there to get the Ducks on the field, you know? So to me, the first varsity game, I think it's going to be a lot of fun down there in Odessa on Saturday night.
And how many acres is that campus again? I heard they've got a 290-acre campus.
So they have their elementary, middle, and high school all on the same campus.
It doesn't get much better than that. You got
a huge athletic facility, and they have some other property as well.
Nice.
So, Ducks, we're thinking about you this week.
Glenn, how about you?
And Odessa, by the way, has early childhood all the way through to high school in that one complex. So,
kid could go there for life.
Yeah, you can start in kindergarten and go right on through to grade 12.
Apparently you can give birth there in Odessa.
There's 2 games in the treatment. One is Tatnall and Archmere. Archmere, very good team from last year, playoff team. They were solid, just didn't have enough for Howard. But I think they're going to make some noise this year. It'll be interesting to see how they do against Tatnall game 1. And the other one I like is Seaford and Tower Hill.
Yeah,
Tower Hill making the trip all the way down to the bottom of the state almost. And Seaford played well last week. They have athletes. And I think it's going to be a tough game for Tower Hill. I think it might be a little upset there for Seaford.
Yeah, and Benny, that's a team you talked about a little bit in the preseason podcast, was that Seaford program. Is that your game, or you got some other ones for us?
I'll have the Woodbridge Cable Open game. But Seaford Tower Hill, that is I picked against Seaford last week. I made a mistake. They won. I think this is a true test of who they are against Tower Hill. Tower Hill's they're not going to change anything. They're going to put those 3 guys in the backfield, and they're going to try to keep it low score. I think low score helps Seaford with 28 guys on the team. The game I think is most interesting is the battle for the bone. The Laurel Bulldogs going up to Double Ed, play the Brandywine Bulldogs on Folk Road.
Battle for the bone, you gotta love that. That's how you know it's a big game. Battle for the bone. Jason, what about you?
I know I mentioned it earlier, but I really like that Conrad St. Elizabeth's game. I mean, that was a great game last year. Exciting game, back and forth, big plays. I expect more on Saturday night at the Big House at Addison Stadium. I think that's going to be a real good game, and it kind of shows where both those teams are.
Now, fellas, we had these 2 teams on tonight, right? St. Mark's and Red Lion. What are some things that you think both teams need to take advantage of in order to benefit in that outcome of that game? What are some things to keep an eye on? Mike, I'll start with you.
Well, I got a chance to see that St. Mark's game last week up close. Donovan Ardis is a really good runner. We saw TJ Martin here that's injured this year, so they're really relying on Ardis. I'd like to see him maybe get that passing game opened up a little bit. We do have a sophomore quarterback, Chase Padavano, who's making his first year as a starter. But I'd like to see him pass a little bit more. Red line's always tough, so let's see how it goes. They relied a lot on the running game last week. Let's see if they're all
I think it always helps when you have one game on your belt. So Red Lion hasn't played yet, so to me the key is execution. Well are they going to be executing? St. Mark's already has gone through that gauntlet here in the first game. That'd be key for me.
I think if you're Red Lion, you saw what St. Mark's did last week. Don't try to stop them, try to contain them. Try to slow the game down. If you're St. Mark's, run it back, man. Hit the rewind, do it again. Do just what you did last week and say hi.
Yeah, I think this one can come down to special teams. Last week, I think St. Mark's had a few missed plays on punts, and against Red Line, they're going to have to clean up that area. And Red Line, they're playing in the first game, their first game of the year. So mistakes that St. Mark's and other teams make in their first week, it's now Red Lion's first week of playing. So they got to avoid mistakes and play smart football. And St. Mark's, I think the one takeaway from last week that I think they want to improve on is their special teams.
And guys, we had our week 0 obviously for the first time last week. Now we're getting into week number 1. It's the start. Everybody's going to almost be in action. What are kind of your thoughts, final thoughts heading into week 1 games? Is there anything on your mind that you'd like to say about week 1 or other stuff that stands out to you this upcoming week?
Well, I guess I'll go first. There's a couple games tomorrow night. Part of that's the stadium availability for Abyssinia. Part of it could be the officials. If they move more games on Thursday, I'm okay with that. I'd like to actually see them spread the football games over 3 days. I know they have school on Friday, so they don't want to have too many teams playing Thursday night. But hey, another night of football, I'm okay with that, even though Thursday's a big volleyball night for me.
That's true. Glenn, some thoughts going into week 1?
Now everybody's getting into action. Now week 0 was limited schedule. I'm looking forward to Wilmington Friends and Delmar. Woodbridge and Wilmington Friends had a little thing going on there for a while, and Delmar and Woodbridge sitting down there deep in Sussex County, and Wilmington Friends with Coach Tattersall, it's an institution.
Yes.
I love that upstate downstate, and that's upstate downstate.
Yes, it is. That's for sure.
I'm going to talk about the new alignment. I think Division II is going to be the most competitive competitive class we have. And watch that District 3. District 3 is going to be tight. You got 4 or 5 teams in there that have won state titles. Only 4 of them can get in. AAA, it's just going to be fun to watch. We're going to see some good football games in AAA. Do not sleep on the single A teams. I think we're all started by that Friday night. Don't think that's the JV division. There might be some good football coming out of there.
I look at a lot of inter-district games within the classes, and a lot of inter-class games this week. So I think it's a good test to see where the football programs are when you're playing non-district teams and also non-class teams. A chance to see where your program is, and a lot of big matches up there this week. So be interested to see if Class A gets the upper hand on Class AA or vice versa. And same thing with a couple of AAA inter-district games like Dover and Hodson, Sally, Sussex Central. Try to see what last week District 1 went 2-1 against District 2 with the Sallies and Hodson wins, and Sussex Central beat William Penn. So it'd be interesting to see how those intra-district games go in Class 3A.
Jay, no concession stand talk? You were looking forward to that.
Who knows when we'll see it, right? Who knows?
But we did have our fans, bands, and sideline celebrations.
That's all right. That's it. We did have that. Well, hey, fellas, thanks for joining. We're not quite done. We're going to take our last commercial break now. When we come back, we got the handful challenge. We got the top plays, and as well our final thought of the evening right here on Delaware Live Sports.
High school athletics is not what it used to be. The sporting goods industry has been disrupted, adding to coach and athletic director daily challenges. BSN Sports stands ready to change the fundamentals of our industry, giving our customers the advantages they need right now. Your dedicated local sales pro is supported with nationwide team service, including sport and category experts. Get the look of D1 colleges and pro teams with our program that streamlines ordering your staff apparel, player gear, and fan wear. Stretch your budget with our fundraising solution. Free and ready in minutes. Our campus branding products are perfect for boosting school and team pride. BSN Sports has the advantages you need right now.
And welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, to Delaware Live Weekly. And here at the Christiana location, Buffalo Wild Wings. We kept the crew up here as we look to wrap the show up. We're going to hop right into it, Jay, to your handful challenge. 5 winners, 3 of them in football, 1's an upset special, and 2 other winners from any sport in the fall season. 1 has to be a top 10 contest as well. Last week saw the reigning champ Benny go 4-1 to collect 21 points. Mike, Glenn, and Jay each collected 16 for week 0. You and I, obviously, we don't want to take on the week 0. We made it into week 1. So we're back in it this week, my friends. So here we go. Let's start it off. Mike, you go first.
I didn't write them in the notes. Here we go.
I know. I almost skipped over you.
My football picks. St. George is 24. Caesar Rodney 16. Hodgson 26. Dover 17. And my said Seaford 28, Tower Hill 23. From volleyball, my top 10 matchup: Wilmington Charter 3, Delaware Military Academy 1, and then in soccer, 2 really good teams last year: St. George's 3, Brandywine 1, and St. George's coach Justin Mull lives right up the street from me, and I don't want him knocking on my door, so I got Justin and his team winning that one 3-1.
There's some tough games there, Mike. There's some good ones in there.
Absolutely. Jay.
All right, I'll start with the top 10 volleyball. I got Archmere 3, Smyrna 1. Football, Howard 36, Concord 23. Football, Delmar 22, Fred 16. My football upset, I'm going Class A Odessa in their first home game, 21, and McCain 16. And I'll go field hockey, and I'll go Archmere 4, Concord 1.
There you go, getting some field hockey in there. All right. What do you think, Glenn? We're going to go with you next. Let's see those picks.
Well, I'm going to start with football. Smyrna to rebound from that thrashing that they took up in Bergen Catholic, playing the number 8 team in the country. I got them beating Arundel, who beat Dover by 1 point in overtime at home last week, 35-14. Lake Forest taking Mount Pleasant, 24-14. My upset is Laurel 30, Brandywine 12. Soccer, Cesar Rodney with a 3-2 win over Charter. That's a good matchup Friday night. And then in field hockey, we have a champions event going on downstate. Pocomoke City, I think it's 5-time state champs in Maryland, Benny.
More than that, 19.
Is it 19? Oh my goodness. Well, I got
five,
Kate.
5 recently.
I got Kate beating them 3-1.
Benny.
All right, so I'm not ready to divulge my volleyball knowledge that won me this title 2 years ago. I'm going back on that. I'm going to start off with the same tournament Glenn's talking about, the Field Hockey Bi-State Challenge. I'm taking Delmar 6-0 over Pocomoke, the 19-time Maryland state champs. Soccer, state championship rematch. This is my top 10 pick. I'm taking Indian River 1-0 over Newark Charter. And football, I'm taking Sussex Tech to get off the slide, and they're going to beat Delcastle 35-14. Another football, this is an old 1970s rivalry. I used to go to a lot of these games at Christiana. I was the younger of 5, so I had to go watch the band and the football. I'm taking Newark 42, Christiana 12.
There you go.
And then finally, my upset special, Laurel's bringing the bone back below the ditch, baby.
Oh, wow.
Laurel Bulldogs 21, Brandywine 14, single A beating double A this week.
That's some good games everybody's picking this week, Pat. And Pat, get over to you. You got some good ones as well.
Sure, man. I'll hop in the mix. I'll start off in football. I'm going to go Howard 32-14 over Concord in a win there. I'm going to go Caravel 27-6 over Glasgow. And the interesting thing about that is Larry Silknight, legendary coach within Delaware. That'll be pretty cool there as well. I think Caravel gets the win. My football upset. I don't know how many people would technically consider an upset, but last year, this would be a revenge game. St. E's gets the win over Conrad, 24-21 on a championship reunion night.
With Pat on the sidelines, baby, right there.
Bringing the shillelagh with me. Conrad won that game last year, 34-27. Keep that in mind. I'll head to volleyball. I think Odessa gets a win over William Penn. That's a Thursday evening game. And then soccer, I like what Benny's matchup was there, that rematch. I got Indian River 3. Newark Charter 1, I think it's a little bit more scoring in that.
Yeah, and now, guys, we don't collaborate on any of this stuff together beforehand, so sometimes we can stumble upon each other's picks. I'm going to preface what I'm going to say with that, and I'm going to get into it. Pat, a game that we got to do last year was that Indian River Newark Charter soccer state championship game. We got the rematch. Benny was all over it. Pat was all over it. I'm right there in the same boat. I'm taking 3-1 Indian River over Newark Charter. Again, same exact as Pat. I mean, we both saw that game. Who knows? Then I'm going to head to the volleyball court next week. We're going to look at a matchup next Tuesday, and it's going to be 2 ranked teams. It's going to be the St. Mark Spartans and Wilmington Friends. I got the Spartans. This one's going 5 sets, Jason and Mike. 3-2 Spartans over Friends on volleyball, and then I went with the Battle of the Bone again, as you guys did as well. Laurel over Brandywine. I got 34-16 Laurel there. St. George's over Cesar Rodney 28-12. And then Seaford over Tower Hill as well here. I'm going to bring it down to what I had. I'm going to go 18-12. Seaford gets edges them for the win there.
18, you said 31 there.
Oh, no, you just can't read, Mike. You just can't read.
Okay.
So there you have it. We'll see how things end up after that. So now let's go to our favorite part of the day, our top 10 plays, Nick, sponsored by BSN Sports.
Let's roll the footage, Nick. We're heading up, looking at the screen. It's live here at Buffalo Wild Wings, Pat. Well, let's get started with the number 10, and that's Nicholas Garibaldi, Salesianum. You know, you ever do the tip drill at practice, Pat, when you play?
Of course.
Right? Well, we're going to see it, why you do it right here. Gambrogi across the middle, tip drill into the hands of Garibaldi, and that's the one place you don't want to throw across the middle is high, and that's what can happen. Big pick there.
Number 9, it's a scramble from Hank D'Ambrosi and Connor Campbell. It's a pair of them here at number 9. You can see D'Ambrosi here. We saw it earlier in the recap. Great field vision and the speed, the extra gear he has to get in there, and not a bad celebration. And then his counterpart, Campbell, with the tremendous camera switch. And another guy sees green, runs for green. And that's a great touchdown right there. Both great field vision on the scrambles.
Marcellus Jones, AI DuPont. I saw this one circulating social media last Thursday night. Here it is, and what a play right there. Makes it in the backfield. Wow, you're going to see that one for some time. That may be in our Delaware Live Weekly highlight reel next year.
It could be, man. That's a big hit. No doubt about it. Number 7 is Jordan Baines knocking the defender off of his feet. As you can see, D'Ambrosi, he's back. We're going screen pass. And wait a minute. Look out! Oh! Lowers the boom. That's the Slacks Hoagie Shack Whack of the week.
Rough call targeting on that.
Was that a late flag?
Targeting on defense.
Oh, this is the NFL. We're dealing with the NFL now. On to number 6, Connor Campbell and Connor Campbell and Deuce Residlo. This was impressive. Again, here comes Campbell, drops back, pump fakes, steps up, fires across the middle, has his man Residlo in the end zone. Sally's a nice play there, and they had a few of them in that win over Cape last week.
That's right. Now Kaden Shockley to Brady Lee. This pass is on the money. We saw this earlier in the night. Once again, the pump fake going long. What a catch. He points to the ref. Give me the signal. It's in there. Touchdown, Laurel. They look great, man.
Yeah, Donovan Ardis, he's in the house tonight. You hear the crowd. Check out what he can do. Nice camera angle here. They're going to give him the ball off tackle, and he's going to break a few defenders' ankles. He's off to the races. Right down the middle, dives into the end zone. Caps off a huge night for him last week.
Love it. Aaron Sevels and Aladuge again, Glenn. This play is just unbelievable. Let's see. Here comes the block. Aladuge. Boom! And there it goes. Touchdown, Milford. I'll tell you what, the block just makes it that much better. Look at this play. Good Lord.
DBs be wary. Now on to Sean Saxon and AJ Kravitz. Again, this was one of the many scoring plays for the Milford Buccaneers. Up over the top. Perfect throw, perfect catch. And Pat, you're taught to go get it at a time's point. Great job there by AJ
Kravitz is a basketball player, no doubt.
Yeah, without a doubt. And he went up and got the rebound right there. Randy Moss-esque. And he got both feet down.
2 feet in.
And now the number 1 play is Caden Shockley to Javier White. Again, we saw this a little bit earlier in the recap, but it's so nice we had to show it twice. Goes right down the field, and there's no catching him. That was at 87 yards? Almost. Did almost catch him. And then the Johnny football, give me the money at the end of it.
They got NIL deals in high school yet? Are they allowed to sign those?
They do. I'm pretty sure they can.
There you go. So who knows? May have some people knocking on Javier White's door come next week, Pat.
Good. They good, fellas. So with that, we're going to wrap things up in terms of our final thought of the week. We'll go right down the list. Start you, Jay.
Okay, I'm going to start. I know Nick said it earlier, but I'm going to talk about Brian O'Neill. It's just great to see a Delaware product, get that recognition. He was a tight end in football, and he became, when he went to Pittsburgh, they moved him to tackle. He had to put on some weight, and he did it well. Yeah. And, he got in the NFL, and he made the most of his opportunity. So, congratulations, Brian O'Neill, for a job well done.
Benny?
We have 5 games on tap this week on Delaware Live Sports, and Hornets start the season off 1-0 at Del State. Hens 1-0. They're both at home this week. So support our college football players.
Yeah.
I want to give props to our whole crew. The cameramen, the producers have done a fantastic job. You saw our broadcast, the live streams last week. Perfect. I don't think there were any issues whatsoever. Can't say that about some other outlets. We'll leave it at that.
Mike?
We mentioned it earlier. If you're watching the games, if you like going to the games, there is a critical official shortage in a lot of sports. If you want to make some extra money and help these kids behind us play their games, please give the DIAA a call and become an official. Put on the stripes and help keep high school sports as strong as they are. We need you.
For sure. And my final thought, I want to go back to a game that I highlighted in my picks, that Caravel-Glasgow game, Larry Silk night. And my relationship with Coach Silk, or how I know about him, is just, I was coaching basketball at Charter. He was doing the football team at there. One of his final stops, I think it was his final stop. And the guy I was coaching with, Matt Rubicam, who was the head coach of the basketball team there, had told me, he's like, yeah, do you even know about him? I said, I don't know much about him. He goes, that man is a Delaware football legend. Yeah. And I took it for what it was worth, and it wasn't until he passed. He did pass in February of 2020, that I went back and looked into it a little bit. And let me tell you something. The history here for Coach Silk is unbelievable. Obviously, with last year no fans in the stands, that's why they're doing the honorary thing this week. So this should be good. But you look at it, a heck of a career for Coach Silk. He played football at Archmere back in the day, as well as University of Delaware, and then roamed the sidelines in the first state for 43 years, including time with his alma mater at Archmere, Caravel, Hodson, AI, Brandywine, St. George's as a defensive coordinator, and then finally at Wilmington Charter. He won back-to-back D2 state titles at Caravel in 89 and 90, as well as having title game appearances with Archmere in 83 and 87, as well as back-to-back in 02 and 03 while he was at Hodson. He was named the DEFCA Coach of the Year in 1987 while with Archmere, and in 2001 while he's with Hodson. And his coach's tree is just as, if not more, impressive than that. I mean, you're looking at Coach DiNardo at Salesianum, Coach Jerry, the late Jerry Ambrosi from Archmere, Coach Moffitt, the current coach at Hodson, Zeb Blum, who's at AI, John Reed, who's at Caravel, and Greg Mitchell, who was at Concord. All took their inspiration from Coach Silk, and he obviously ran his program and coined the term the system. It's just wild to see that kind of branch off into Delaware. So I wanted to highlight him. It's pretty cool that they're giving him an honor this weekend.
Absolutely. Again, that game, I believe, Friday night, right, Dad? Again, Caravel and Glasgow should be a good one. And one thing I want to talk about is a few years ago, we had Kyron Davis on the program, the up-and-coming boxer here from Delaware. And since we've had him on, he's done nothing but win. He had another win impressively last week where he took down Martez McGregor, 8-round decision win for Kyron. He's doing Delaware proud, representing it very well, and we wish him all the best. And to more victories for Kyron Davis in the future.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So with that, we once again want to thank all of our sponsors across the board. Thank you for joining in. One last thanks to Red Lion and St. Mark's for coming on and joining us here this evening. Keep an eye out for our games this week. I know we post the whole schedule on our socials, so get out there, take a look at them to see where we will send us highlights. And yes, send us highlights.
Can't be everywhere.
That's exactly right. So for everybody up here, Jay, Benny, Glenn, Mike, Nick, I'm Pat. Thanks to Nick on the production. See you next week here on Delaware Live Weekly.
I'll have a new shirt and a haircut.